Karen built a gazebo on my property. Now she owes me $3,200 monthly rent by court order. Have you ever had a neighbor who thought they could claim your land as their own, only to face the consequences of their audacity? In a quiet suburban neighborhood, Karen, a self-proclaimed community visionary, decided my backyard was the perfect spot for her dream gazebo. What started as a bold overstep turned into a legal showdown that left her owing me $3,200 a month in rent by court order. This is the story of how one woman's entitlements sparked a battle, uncovered hidden truths, and ended with a verdict that no one saw coming. It all began on a crisp autumn morning when I woke up to the sound of hammering in my backyard. Peering through my kitchen window, I saw Karen, my next-door neighbor, directing a crew of workers as they assembled a massive wooden gazebo right on my property line. I rubbed my eyes, thinking I was still dreaming. Karen, with her signature oversized sunglasses and commanding tone, was barking orders like she owned the place. I stormed outside, heart pounding, and confronted her. "Karen, what are you doing? This is my backyard." Her response? A dismissive wave and a smug, "Oh, relax, Tom. I'm just improving the neighborhood. You'll thank me later." I was stunned. Karen had always been the type to complain about everyone else's lawn maintenance or mailbox color, but this was next level. She claimed the gazebo was for community gatherings, and that my backyard was technically part of some vague HOA common area. I checked my property deed clear as day. The land was mine, down to the inch where her gazebo's posts were drilled into my soil. I told her to remove it immediately. She laughed, called me petty, and said, "Good luck getting me to move it. I've already invested $15,000 in this." That was the moment I knew this wasn't just a misunderstanding, was war. I started with a polite approach, sending Karen a certified letter demanding she remove the gazebo within a week. She ignored it. I escalated, hiring a surveyor to confirm the property lines, which cost me $800 but proved the gazebo was 100% on my land. Armed with the survey, I sent another letter, this time threatening legal action. Karen's response was a note slipped under my door. "Tom, stop being so dramatic. The gazebo stays. It's for the greater good." The greater good? I was livid. I wasn't about to let Karen turn my backyard into her personal community center. Enter Lisa, my unexpected ally. Lisa was another neighbor, quiet and unassuming, who'd lived across the street for years. One evening, she knocked on my door, looking nervous. "Tom, I overheard Karen bragging at the HOA meeting about how she's been using your land to boost her property value. She's planning to sell her house next month and thinks the gazebo makes her lot look bigger." I was floored. Karen wasn't just entitled, she was calculating, using my property to stage her home for a higher sale price. Lisa handed me a recording of Karen's boastful speech at the meeting, captured on her phone. It was the twist I didn't see coming, and it lit a fire under me to take this to court. I hired a lawyer, Sarah, who specialized in property disputes. She was a no-nonsense type, and after reviewing the survey, Karen's letters, and Lisa's recording, she grinned. "Tom, this is a slam dunk. Karen's not just trespassing, she's essentially squatting on your land. We're going to hit her where it hurts." Sarah filed a lawsuit in small claims court, seeking damages for trespass, property devaluation, and unjust enrichment from Karen's use of my land. We also requested an injunction to remove the gazebo. The filing fees cost me $200, but Sarah assured me it was worth every penny. The courtroom was packed with neighbors, all whispering about the gazebo drama. Karen strutted in, representing herself, confident she'd charm the judge. She argued that the gazebo was a gift to the community, and that I was being unreasonable by demanding its removal. She even had the audacity to claim I'd verbally agreed, to the project during a casual chat over the fence. A complete lie. I presented the property survey, the demand letters, and Lisa's recording, which Sarah played for the court. Karen's voice echoed through the room, bragging about how the gazebo made her property look like $1,000,000. The judge's eyebrows shot up, and the room went silent. Then came the bombshell. Sarah called a real estate appraiser as a witness, who testified that Karen's gazebo had devalued my property by $20,000 due to its encroachment and the potential for legal disputes. He also estimated that the rental value of the land Karen was using was $3,200 per month, based on local market rates for similar-sized plots. Sarah argued that since Karen was treating my land as her own, she should pay rent for every month the gazebo remained. Karen's face turned red as she stammered, "This is outrageous. I'm not paying a dime." The judge, a stern woman with zero patience for nonsense, leaned forward and asked, "Ms. Karen, did you obtain written permission to build on Mr. Tom's property?" Karen's silence was deafening. The tension in the courtroom was palpable as the judge deliberated. Neighbors shifted in their seats, some smirking, others whispering. Karen kept muttering about how unfair this was, but her bravado was crumbling. Then, a surprise witness emerged. Mr. Jenkins, the elderly former HOA president, who'd moved away but returned for the hearing. He testified that Karen had tried to bribe him years ago to redraw the HOA's common area maps to include my backyard. The crowd gasped. This wasn't just about a gazebo. Karen had a history of scheming to bend rules in her favor. Her face went pale, and for the first time, she looked genuinely scared. The judge delivered her verdict with a calm but cutting tone. "Ms. Karen, your actions constitute willful trespass and unjust enrichment. You built a structure on Mr. Tom's property without permission, and your recorded statements show you intended to profit from it. This court orders you to remove the gazebo within 30 days. Failure to comply will result in a daily fine of $100. Additionally, you are to pay Mr. Tom $3,200 per month in back rent for the use of his land, starting from the date the gazebo was erected, totaling $19,200 for the past 6 months, plus court costs of $1,000. The gavel slammed, and Karen's jaw dropped. The courtroom erupted in murmurs. I felt a rush of vindication, but also exhaustion. This fight had taken months of stress and sleepless nights. Karen's downfall was swift. She tried to appeal, but her filing was dismissed due to improper documentation. The gazebo was dismantled by a court-ordered contractor after Karen missed the 30-day deadline, racking up $3,000 in fines. Word spread that her house sale fell through because buyers were spooked by the legal drama. Neighbors who once tolerated her now gave her the cold shoulder. Lisa told me Karen was seen packing boxes, muttering about moving to a new town. The community visionary was now the neighborhood pariah, her schemes exposed and her wallet lighter by thousands. As I stood in my backyard, now free of that eyesore gazebo, I felt a weight lift. This wasn't just about winning a lawsuit, it was about standing up to someone who thought they could bully their way onto my property and get away with it. The $19,200 was a nice bonus. Sure, but the real victory was reclaiming my space and seeing justice served. Karen's story is a reminder. Entitlement can build gazebos, but it can't outrun the truth. If you've ever dealt with a Karen who crossed a line, how did you handle it? Share your thoughts. Where do you draw the line between neighborly disputes and standing your ground?